Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're cutting through all the noise. We're going to focus on a topic that feels really immediate and, frankly, pretty necessary for a lot of you right now. And that is generating actual cash flow. I'm talking about money in your hand or in your account this week.
Right.
We know you're not looking for, some abstract financial theory or a business plan for 5 years from now. You need solutions that work by, Friday.
And that urgency is exactly why we're doing this deep dive. I mean, the whole goal is tangible relief.
Tangible, yeah.
Forget the inspirational quotes about, hustle culture or delayed gratification. We're talking about real-time pressure.
The kind of pressure where you're at the gas station and you're like, okay, I have $20 for gas.
Exactly. Or $50 for groceries.
Yeah.
And the bank account balance is just kind of staring back at you with a warning. This isn't about getting rich. It's not. It's about getting some stability through small tactical wins.
So let's unpack this blueprint. Our mission today is to break down 5 really high probability methods for earning your first $100, maybe even more this week.
And we're drawing on sources that are all about low barrier entry points. For that common scenario of needing money now.
Without needing a special degree or a bunch of startup money or, specialized skills, we're going to give you the exact scripts, the platforms, and I think crucially, the specific tactical steps that move you from just thinking about earning to actually, getting paid.
This is really a shortcut to stability. Not wealth, not yet. Stability.
Right.
The goal is super simple. Find one door, even if it's just cracked open a little bit, and just push through it. One job, one item listed for sale, one service offered.
That's it.
Success here is really defined by momentum. We're moving past theory and into a plan for, immediate, measurable results.
We have to start with the context, though, because I feel like the story people tell themselves or that they hear is that financial strain it's a personal failing.
Right, that you just overspent on coffee or something.
Exactly. But the sources we looked at, they show a much, much harsher reality. We have to talk about the economic pressure that's just making it so hard for so many people to just survive.
It's not about personal responsibility, it's about a systemic reality. I mean, just look at the core costs of living here in the U.S. over the last few years.
Everything's up.
Everything. The inflation rate is it's blown past wage growth for most entry-level and even mid-level jobs. Groceries are a huge one.
A massive burden. I mean, just buying eggs and milk.
And rent. Rent has soared in almost every major city. Gas prices are all over the place, which really impacts whether you can even get to a job.
And that's not even counting the big stuff like utilities, childcare.
Or medical bills. I mean, medical bills are just astronomical. They can force people into these debt cycles that feel impossible to escape.
So what's the consequence of all that, of this, economic vice grip?
The consequence is that most Americans are just surviving week to week. They're not building an emergency fund. They're just trying to get to the next paycheck.
So that $100 we're talking about, it's often the difference between making a car payment or getting hit with a late fee.
Exactly. Or an overdraft fee that just digs the hole deeper. It compounds the crisis.
So when we talk about earning extra money quickly, we have to kind of shift the goal. It's not about greed.
Not at all. We have to redefine it as relief and, honestly, peace. Just a little bit of peace.
Yeah, breathing room.
That money isn't for a luxury vacation. It's operational cash.
Yep.
It pays for the flat tire that would otherwise stop you from getting to work.
Or it covers the, surprise copay at the doctor's office.
Right. Or it just lets you buy groceries that aren't the absolute cheapest, most processed options available. It gives you a choice.
I think we need to talk about how specific this urgency is too. Here in the US, you get paid every 2 weeks usually.
Right, that standard pay cycle.
But the need for funds doesn't follow that schedule. You might need $80 today, but your paycheck is still 4 days away. And that gap creates enormous stress.
It's a huge psychological stress. It's not just a feeling, it's like a physiological response. It's that knot in your stomach when you're about to open your banking app.
Oh, I know that feeling, that dread.
Yeah. So the whole point of the plan we're outlining today is to inject funds directly into that gap, to give you some immediate breathing room.
And the ways we're going to discuss are specifically chosen because they pay out fast.
Within 24 to 48 hours, usually. They're designed to target that high anxiety period right before payday.
Okay, so if we're aiming for immediate relief, there's another piece of this we have to bring up right away. It's the one that catches a lot of beginners, especially here in the US.
Ah, you're talking about taxes.
I'm talking about taxes.
Yeah, that's a critical point. If you're jumping into the gig economy or doing these micro jobs, you have to understand this. You're generally considered an independent contractor.
Which means no taxes are being withheld.
Exactly. You'll likely get a 1099 form if you earn over $600 from one company, but even if you don't, that income is still taxable.
So what's the simple takeaway for someone who's listening and just needs to make $100 today?
The simple takeaway is don't spend all of it. A really good rule of thumb for self-employment income is to mentally set aside, say, 20 to 30% for taxes.
So if you make that $100,
You should treat about 75 of it as usable right now, and that other 25, that's for Uncle Sam. Just put it aside.
understanding that now saves you a massive headache next April.
A huge one. And that little bit of self-discipline, that's key to moving from just immediate survival to actually building sustainable stability down the line.
Okay, so before we detail the 5 methods, let's just, address the elephant in the room,
The hype.
the constant flow of unrealistic hype online. Everyone is promising secret formulas and overnight millions. We have to debunk the get-rich-quick myth right now.
We have to. Because those promises, they actually do real damage to people's confidence when they, inevitably fail to hit some impossible target.
It makes them feel like they failed when the goal was impossible to begin with.
Exactly. The internet is just flooded with this manipulative content. Make $5,000 in 2 days selling digital blueprints.
I've seen that one.
It's not a blueprint. It's usually just a lie designed to sell you a course. We have to be really straightforward. Making a lot of money requires expertise and scale and time.
So making money fast is possible.
It is. But making large amounts of money fast without a ton of risk or some high-level skill you already have it's highly improbable.
So let's bring it back down to earth. What does realistic success actually look like when we're talking about making extra money this week with these kinds of methods?
Realistic success is $50, $100, maybe $200 or $300, especially if you can dedicate like a full Saturday to it.
And those amounts are not small.
They're not small at all. When you're facing a $75 utility shutoff notice, that $100 changes your entire week. It changes everything. We have to validate those smaller numbers. They are not insignificant, they are foundational.
I often hear a bit of skepticism, though. People say, why would I bother for $100? It's not worth the effort or, the risk of looking desperate.
And that's a fair question from a certain point of view.
So how do we answer that? How do we prove that this small win is absolutely worth their time?
We respond by focusing on the psychological profit, not just the money.
This psychological profit, I like that.
Small wins are confidence generators.
Yeah.
When you prove to yourself just once that you can create income on demand, you fundamentally change how you see yourself.
You're not just a victim of your circumstances anymore.
Exactly. You go from being a passive recipient of financial bad news to an active, capable provider. And there's a sequence here. Small wins build confidence. Confidence builds skills. Skills build income. Income builds stability. And that stability, eventually, that builds peace.
So that $100 isn't just cash.
It's the catalyst. It's the catalyst for that entire chain reaction. It's the proof of concept that lets you start thinking bigger, longer term.
All right, let's start with the most reliable path. Way number 1 for getting immediate cash in the US. Assuming you've got, some physical ability and a way to get around.
Service-based microjobs.
This requires willingness and effort, but almost zero formal experience.
Yeah, this is the fastest method because you are trading your labor for cash directly. You're often paid out instantly, or at least within a few hours of finishing the job.
And the core concept is you're exploiting these little friction points in modern life.
Totally. People are so time poor, they will happily pay a premium for someone to take a difficult or time-consuming task off their plate.
Okay, so let's move past the really generic list, like mow a lawn. Can you give us some specific, maybe non-obvious strategies or niche services that might pay a little better because they target a really specific pain point?
For sure. Let's break down the niches. So yes, house cleaning and yard work are the staples. They work. But you can look deeper. Think about specialized assembly.
Oh, like IKEA furniture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Complicated IKEA systems, Wayfair orders, all that stuff that comes in a flat pack with a million tiny screws. Most people hate it. They really struggle with it.
I'm one of those people.
And they will happily pay $50 to $100 for someone who can just follow the instructions and has the right tools.
That's a great one. What else?
Bulk waste removal. This can be super lucrative.
So not just taking out the trash.
No. Target people like rental property managers or realtors. When a tenant moves out and leaves a bunch of junk behind, The manager needs that stuff gone yesterday.
They're on a deadline to get the next tenant in.
Precisely. You offer competitive, same-day removal. Now, you probably need access to a truck or at least a big SUV for this, but a single job can easily net you $80 to $150.
Wow. Okay, and what about seasonal stuff?
Seasonal prep is huge. In the fall, you focus entirely on gutter cleaning and leaf removal. In the winter, snow removal, but try to focus on commercial clients.
Like small businesses.
Yeah, like small retail parking lots or professional offices. They pay much better and more consistently than residential jobs.
That's a great insight, targeting the client who needs the service for their business, not just their home. So let's talk about getting those clients. I'm a beginner. I don't have a list of customers. Where do I post today to get a job tomorrow?
Okay, 3 platforms are critical for immediate local gigs. First, and this is the big one, local Facebook groups.
Okay, so you search for your town's name.
Your town, your specific neighborhood, community groups. People use these for vetting local help constantly. Second, the Craigslist gigs section. This is where, small contractors will look for quick, unskilled labor for a day, and it pays hourly.
And the third?
Nextdoor. And I want to be specific about this one. Nextdoor is basically a hyper-local neighborhood forum. People there really prioritize trust and familiarity.
Because you have to verify your address to even be on it?
Right. So if you post a friendly, localized offer, the response rate can be really high.
Okay, but the actual pitch.
Yeah.
This is where people freeze. They try to sound super professional and they end up sounding like a robot.
Yes.
What's a simple human-sounding script that actually works?
The best pitch is simple, and it covers a few bases without claiming you're an expert in any one thing. So you can use this template and just adapt it to your own skills.
Okay, let's hear it.
Hi there. I'm local and available this week to help with common tasks like house cleaning, moving boxes, simple assembly, dog walking, or yard work. I'm reliable, friendly, and I can start today or tomorrow. If you need an extra set of hands or a quick errand run, feel free to send me a message and we can discuss a fair rate.
That's smart because it's so broad. You're casting a wide net, maximizing the number of potential yeses.
Exactly.
But let's get into the money. What should a beginner realistically charge, and what are the payment expectations?
You don't want to sell yourself short, but you also have to understand you're building a reputation from zero. So for general micro jobs like basic house cleaning or organizing, I'd say aim for $15 to $25 an hour.
But for more specialized stuff?
The rates jump.
Yeah.
For dog walking or pet care, it's usually $15 to $20 for a 30-minute walk. If you watch a pet overnight, that could be $30 to $50 a night.
What about yard work?
Yard work, like mowing and leaves, you should charge by the yard, not the hour. $40 to $60 for an average yard. You could hit your $100 goal in just 2 yards.
And cleaning.
Deep cleaning or organizing is probably the quickest path to $100. A 2-hour cleaning session can easily fetch $60 to $100, especially if you bring your own basic supplies.
And moving help.
$20 to $30 an hour. And usually you want to set a 2-hour minimum. And if you have a truck for junk removal, you should charge a base fee like $50 plus your hourly rate.
And how do you get paid if the goal is immediate cash? What should you ask for?
You should always offer options, but you want to nudge them toward immediacy. Cash is king for instant relief.
Right.
The next best is Venmo or Zelle. They offer instant bank transfers and usually don't have fees for personal transfers.
And what about PayPal?
I'd probably avoid PayPal for these transactions at first. Sometimes it can hold funds or it charges small fees, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of speed.
So the key takeaway here is you're selling your time and your commitment, which is actually super valuable to busy people.
Extremely valuable.
Okay, way number 2. This one is all about inventory you already own. This is arguably the lowest barrier to entry because your profit margin is, well, it's 100%.
Right. Selling items you already own. We need to go into detail here about where the real value is actually hidden in your house.
It's true, though, most households, even ones that are struggling financially, have what you called trapped capital.
They do, often between $300 and $1,000 worth of functional items that they just don't use anymore.
And we're not talking about, priceless antiques.
No, we're talking about high-demand clutter. The stuff in your closets, your garage, your basement.
So what are those high-value clutter categories? The things that sell fast because people are actively searching for them locally right now?
You should focus on 3 major areas. First, electronics and tech. Old but working smartphones, even if they're a few generations old. Tablets, gaming systems like a Nintendo Switch or a PS4, and especially high-quality noise-canceling headphones. Those things hold their value really well, especially if you have the original charger.
Okay, so electronics. What's the second category?
Specialized equipment, things like tools, power drills, table saws, good quality hand tools, lawn equipment if it's the right season, and gym gear is huge.
Like weights.
Yeah, adjustable dumbbells, yoga mats, resistance bands. People are always looking for that stuff to avoid paying full retail.
And the third category?
Specific brands and baby items.
Baby stuff. I've heard that's a huge resale market.
It's massive. Strollers, high chairs, carriers. Parents need them, but the retail prices are crazy, so they're always looking for a deal. And for brands, think about things like limited edition Nike or Jordan sneakers, or maybe a designer handbag that's in good condition. And kitchen appliances.
Like what?
Air fryers, stand mixers, always hot sellers.
So speed is the goal here. Where do we list this stuff to make sure it sells and is picked up within, say, 48 hours?
You want to prioritize local pickup to completely eliminate shipping time and costs. Facebook Marketplace is the fastest and most dominant platform for this in the US right now.
And you can use their filters and post in specific for sale groups.
Exactly. OfferUp is also really good. It's like a virtual garage sales site, and it's full of bargain hunters looking for immediate deals.
What about Craigslist? Is that still a thing?
It is, but it works best now for really large, bulky items. Furniture, like desks or couches, refrigerators, things that require a truck to move.
And eBay?
I'd only use eBay for very specific, smaller, shippable items that have really high unique value because it just introduces a delay with the shipping and payment processing.
So what's the secret to selling fast beyond just having a fair price? I mean, presentation has to be everything when you're competing with dozens of other listings for the same thing.
Presentation is the key differentiator. You need bright, honest photos.
So no dark, blurry pictures from your garage.
Please, no. Take photos in daylight, preferably against a neutral background, like a blank wall, and clean the item thoroughly.
That seems obvious, but I bet a lot of people skip it.
They do. Wipe down that old coffee maker, dust off the power tools. A clean item suggests that it was cared for. And then you need to be ruthlessly honest in the description.
So you mentioned any flaws?
Absolutely. Note any scratches or dings, but frame the reason for selling in a natural way. Selling because I upgraded, or only used it 3 times.
And it helps to include the original price.
It does. If you know what it costs new, put that in there. It helps justify your lower asking price and makes the buyer feel like they're getting a great deal.
And finally, let's just hit this one more time. The critical safety reminder for local transactions.
Never, ever, under any circumstances, invite a stranger into your home, especially if you live alone.
And if you're selling something big, like a couch,
move it out to the porch or into the garage beforehand and make sure you have someone else there with you. But the best practice, universally recommended, is to meet in a busy, well-lit public location.
Police station parking lots.
Many police stations now have designated safe transaction zones right in their parking lots, and they're monitored by cameras. Prioritize your safety over convenience every single time.
All right, let's move into way number 3. Leveraging the gig economy. This is often the first place people's minds go, but we need to move past the glossy ads and talk about the reality of it.
Right.
It offers incredible flexibility and immediate earning potential. I mean, you can often start tonight once your background check clears, but it comes with some significant operational costs.
The immediacy is the biggest pro. It's undeniable. It's the ultimate safety net for that survival mode we talked about, because once you're approved, you control the on switch.
You can literally decide at 7 p.m. that you need $40 and be earning it by 7:15.
You can, but we have to provide a critical reality check here. This is not passive income, and it is not always a high-margin business.
That's the challenge, isn't it? If I use my last bit of gas money to go run DoorDash, how do I make sure I actually come out ahead? What are the hidden costs of gig work that the apps don't really advertise?
You just hit the central paradox.
Yeah.
The 2 biggest hidden costs are gas and maintenance,
Right.
and vehicle depreciation. Gas is obvious, you see that at the pump. But depreciation, the loss of value on your car because of all the extra mileage, that's the silent killer of your profitability.
So how do you even calculate that?
The simple way is to think about the IRS mileage deduction rate. Even if you don't take the deduction, it's a good benchmark for the actual cost. If you drive 20 miles for an $8 order, your true profit might be closer to $4 once you factor in the wear and tear on your car.
So maximizing your earnings isn't just about grabbing the orders with the biggest dollar signs. It's about ruthlessly optimizing your time and minimizing inefficient travel.
100%. So let's break down the major US apps and the best way to use each one.
Okay, let's start with the big one, DoorDash.
DoorDash is best used in densely populated short radius areas. Think downtown cores or big university campuses. The strategy here is high volume, short distance.
So you're not driving out to the suburbs?
Not unless the payout is huge. With DoorDash, you want to reject anything under, say, $7, and you're looking for orders where the payment is at least $2 per mile.
Okay, what about Uber Eats? How is that different?
Uber Eats tends to be stronger during the lunch and especially the dinner rushes. And they often integrate restaurant orders with grocery orders now, which can give you more opportunities. For them, I'd focus on weekend evenings near high-end suburbs.
Because the tips are better.
Significantly better than in the fast food zones.
What about the grocery delivery services like Instacart or Shipt?
So these are ideal for daytime work. The key strategy here is speed and your knowledge of the grocery store layout.
You have to be a fast shopper.
You have to be. And your rating is absolutely crucial. The Instacart algorithm prioritizes high-rated shoppers, giving them first access to the best-paying batches. We're talking $30 or more. You have to treat it like a strategic.
And then there are the ones that are more like package delivery, right? Amazon Flex or Walmart Spark.
Yeah, those are structured around scheduled blocks or shifts. So that can offer more predictable income, maybe $18 to $25 an hour, but it requires booking those shifts in advance.
And they can be competitive to get.
Very. You often have to be online right when the blocks are released to grab one.
So what are the practical real-world tips for maximizing earnings and hitting that, $150 to $300 goal this week?
Okay, beyond the platform strategy, you need operational efficiency. First, chase peak pay.
That's when they offer extra money per delivery.
Right. Every app has peak pay or surge pricing during high demand. Lunch, dinner, holidays, and especially bad weather. Bad weather is your best friend.
Because no one wants to go out.
Exactly. People stay in and order, which means higher tips and better base pay. Second, learn how to stack orders efficiently. If you get 2 orders from the same restaurant going in the same direction, your profit margin skyrockets.
Because you're cutting your travel time in half.
You are. Third, and this is non-negotiable for profit, is the $2 per mile rule.
So you're saying don't accept any order that pays less than $2 for every mile you have to drive?
Total round trip, yes. If an order is 6 miles away and only pays $8, you have to reject it. It's just too inefficient.
That takes discipline.
It does. Fourth, target high density and high tip areas. Know your local city. Deliveries to big apartment complexes or office parks often mean quick drop-offs and better tips than sprawling residential neighborhoods where you're driving a lot between houses.
And your last tip?
This one sounds minor, but it's huge for endurance. Keep a charging pack for your phone, water, and snacks in your car. Staying comfortable helps you last longer during those peak hours, which is where you make the real money.
So this is survival money, but it requires a real strategy. It's not just driving around hoping for the best.
Not at all. It's playing the algorithm and treating your time like a highly valuable commodity. If you're diligent, 8 to 10 strategically chosen hours this week can easily net you that $150 to $300 goal. And that is enough to provide some serious relief.
Okay, we know that not everyone has a car, or the physical stamina, or even just the social energy for face-to-face jobs. So for the introverted listener, the homebody, the caretaker, digital micro jobs are essential.
Yeah, this is a critical income stream because it really levels the playing field.
So
You can work during off hours entirely from your laptop without ever having to speak to a stranger face-to-face.
what are the best paying, highest return options for a beginner in that digital space?
For immediate return on your time, user testing platforms are the clear winner.
So what is that exactly?
You sign up, you use a microphone, and you just speak your thoughts out loud while you navigate a website or an app. You're following a script, and companies pay for that genuine human feedback on their products.
And what's the pay like?
It's really good for the time involved. They usually pay a guaranteed $10 to $20 for a 10 to 20 minute test. So if you qualify for just 5 of those in a week, you've hit $50 or $100 pretty effortlessly.
The key is qualifying, though.
It is. So the trick is to apply to as many platforms as you can. User testing, TriMac UI, User Zoom. The more you apply to, the more likely you are to get tests.
Okay, but what if that user testing well dries up for a week? What are the, high volume but maybe lower paying tasks that can still add up?
That's where the microtasking platforms come in. And
Yeah.
let me be really clear about these. Platforms like Amazon Mechanical Turk or MTurk Clickworker and Appen.
What kind of work is that?
MTurk, for example, is a place where businesses outsource these simple, repetitive digital tasks that still need a human brain. Things like data verification, tagging images, transcription, quick surveys.
And the payments are small.
They can be pennies per task. But if you get efficient at it, you can earn maybe $8 to $10 an hour. It's a grind, for sure, but it's available 24/7.
Okay.
So getting 20 to 40 bucks a week through focused microtasking is totally realistic.
Are there any digital jobs that actually help you build a better skill set for the future, not just a grind?
Yes. Captioning and transcription are great skill builders. Services like Rev or Temi, they hire beginners.
And how does that work?
Well, your initial pay might be low while you're learning their software and trying to get your speed up, but the ceiling is much higher. Once you get high accuracy and speed, you can get close to $20 an hour.
And what about something like writing?
Simple proofreading is always in demand. For blog posts, email newsletters, even college essays. You can find those jobs on places like Fiverr or even just in local online forums.
So what's the emotional benefit here? Beyond the money, why is this path so empowering for someone who might struggle with social anxiety?
I think what's fascinating here is the complete removal of social judgment and pressure.
You're not on in the same way.
Not at all. When you're doing a microtask or a usability test, you're valued purely for your attention to detail and your efficiency. There's no awkward small talk, no worrying about how you look, no stress about transportation.
It's just you and the task.
It's just you and the task. This path lets you generate income without ever compromising your comfort zone. And that is a massive psychological win. You're being productive, you're being effective, and you're doing it on your own terms.
Okay, for way number 5, let's flip the script and go back to high contact, highly personalized work. We're calling this local community income.
Right. We've established that relying on apps can sometimes, dilute your profitability because of the fees and the algorithm.
But leveraging trust in your immediate neighborhood,
Yeah.
that can actually command higher rates.
This method really surprises people with its earning potential. Because the money in this category, it comes from a place of both need and trust.
So a neighbor might pay more for you than for a stranger on an app.
Often, yes. They'll pay a known individual more than a stranger on Craigslist, purely for the peace of mind and the reliability.
So what are the high-demand, low-supply community needs that could easily turn into a reliable income stream?
You're looking for services that require a reliable presence and, local knowledge. So elderly assistance is a big one.
And this is non-medical stuff.
Strictly non-medical. Helping seniors with grocery runs, sorting their mail, maybe organizing bills, providing rides to appointments. This is very high-trust work.
What else?
Parental support. Meal prep assistance for busy parents, like just chopping vegetables for the week, organizing the pantry, light childcare support, or even just setting up big toys and equipment.
And then there's tech help.
Oh, tech and setup help is huge. Setting up a new smart TV, troubleshooting a printer, migrating data to a new phone. Most non-technical people dread this stuff.
They will pay good money to make that headache go away.
They will. And finally, seasonal and event support. Helping put up or take down holiday decorations, setting up chairs and tables for a backyard party, or even just post-party cleanup.
Let's talk about the premium they're willing to pay for that trust. What are the realistic pay expectations for these kinds of really personal jobs?
Because you're selling dependability and kindness in your time, the hourly rate often goes above that basic $20 gig work rate, especially if you get a regular client.
So give me some numbers.
Errand running for seniors, $25 to $40 per trip, plus you get reimbursed for gas. Meal prep organization, $50 to $100 a week for just a few hours of structured help.
What about manual labor, like moving boxes?
$25 to $35 an hour, and it's often paid in cash right on the spot. Tech support or setup, you're looking at $30 to $60 per session, depending on how complex it is. People are way happier to pay a neighbor $40 than to wait 3 hours on hold with a tech support line.
And what about a bigger job, like cleaning out a garage?
That's a premium service that can easily command $75 to $150 for a half-day job.
So how does someone, especially maybe an introvert who doesn't want to go knocking on doors, how do they start tapping into this market without feeling awkward?
You start by communicating your value in a non-aggressive way. Post a simple, friendly message in your local Nextdoor group.
Right.
You could also distribute simple, high-quality flyers in mailboxes on your immediate street, where that's allowed, of course. And you want to focus on specific services for seniors or busy families.
And the value proposition has to be crystal clear.
It has to be. I live 2 blocks away, I'm dependable, and I can save you precious time. You just have to reiterate that the value you're offering is reliable, hassle-free help from a neighbor.
We've now provided 5 detailed, practical paths to making money, but knowledge, as we said at the top, isn't enough.
It's not.
The single biggest obstacle for a lot of listeners is not the strategy. It's that invisible wall of self-sabotage, the emotional block that stops them from sending that first message or posting that first listing.
Yeah, we have to analyze this barrier because it's the most important part. The core problem is that taking action requires emotional permission. And a lot of people equate needing a side hustle with personal failure or desperation.
They internalize that financial stress.
They do, and it manifests as fear, and that fear just paralyzes them.
So what are the specific emotional barriers that you think listeners are wrestling with when they look at this blueprint?
We can list them out. First is the fear of judgment.
What will the neighbors think?
Exactly. They fear their friends or neighbors will see their Facebook post and think they're desperate or failing financially. Second is the fear of incompetence.
What if I mess it up?
What if I break the TV while I'm setting it up? Or what if I can't find all the right items at the grocery store? They're afraid of making a visible mistake.
And then there's just the fear of talking to strangers.
But that friction of negotiating a price or scheduling a time or just meeting someone new, for many people, that's immense. But the deepest, most insidious fear
What's that?
is the fear of trying and failing again. If they invest hope and effort into posting a service and no one responds, or their item doesn't sell, it confirms their deepest feeling of hopelessness. And that disappointment can just break their momentum completely.
That fear of disappointment is so powerful because it feels safer to just do nothing than to risk that emotional letdown.
Absolutely. So the powerful counter-narrative, the reframe we have to offer is this. Fear doesn't mean you can't do it. Fear means it matters.
Say that again.
Fear doesn't mean you can't do it. Fear means it matters. If this wasn't important, if you didn't desperately want relief and stability, you wouldn't feel so anxious about it. You can use that nervous energy as proof that this is a mission that demands your action.
So what is the explicit permission we need to give the listener who is sitting there right now, maybe with shaky hands, just feeling that paralysis?
You are not auditioning for a better life this week. You are simply taking a practical step for survival. You are allowed to try small things. You are allowed to start imperfectly.
You will make mistakes.
You will make mistakes, and that is how you learn. You are allowed to be nervous when you meet a client. You do not have to prove your worth to anyone. This is your tactical response to economic pressure. You have to release the pressure of perfection. The goal for the first job is completion, not excellence.
Okay, we're moving now to the highest level of practicality. We need to give our listeners the exact words, the practical toolkit to eliminate that first emotional hurdle of, what do I even write? What do I say?
Right. Eliminate the resistance by eliminating the choice. Here are the ready-to-use scripts for immediate action, and they're structured to sound human and direct.
Let's start with those service-based micro jobs for a local forum like Nextdoor or Facebook.
Okay, for dog walking or pet sitting. Hi there, I'm local and available this week for reliable dog walking or quick pet check-ins. I'm comfortable with large breeds and can provide references. I can start today. Let me know if you need help getting your pet some exercise.
I like that you added "can provide references." It sounds more professional.
It does. Okay, for house cleaning, a light focused version. Hi, I'm offering quick light house cleaning this week, focusing on high-impact areas like kitchens, bathrooms, and floors. I'm scheduling a few affordable 2-hour sessions, first come, first served. I can come as early as tomorrow.
Defining it as a 2-hour session sets a clear boundary. It feels less overwhelming.
Exactly. For yard work or seasonal help, hey, I'm offering seasonal yard work leaf cleanup, gutter clearing, or basic mowing and edging this week. I charge fair, flat prices based on yard size and can start immediately. Send me a photo of what you need done for a fast quote.
Asking for a photo is smart. It streamlines the whole pricing process.
Yep, and for moving help or assembly. I'm available this week for short-term moving help, heavy lifting, packing, or complex furniture assembly, especially IKEA or Wayfair. I'm strong, dependable, and local, and I charge an hourly rate plus a small base fee for transport. Let me know if you could use an extra pair of hands.
Okay, now for selling items. How do we rate a listing for a quick conversion? And how do we negotiate with, polite urgency?
The listing has to be totally transparent. So, selling my specific item, like a 6-drawer IKEA Hemnes dresser. It's in great condition, fully assembled, and I'm only selling because I'm redecorating. Price is your fair price, say $150. Pickup available in your general area this afternoon. Cash preferred.
And when a buyer offers a lower price, how do you handle that?
You counter with this. Thanks for the offer. That's a bit lower than I was hoping for. I can accept your slightly lowered counter price, only if you're able to pick up by a specific time, like 6 p.m. today.
So you're creating a polite but firm deadline. You're pushing the sale forward.
Exactly.
And finally, for digital work, what's a strong application message for something like user testing?
You'd say, I have a clear recording environment, a working microphone, and strong attention to detail. I'm proficient in, and then you list a relevant skill like navigating financial apps or e-commerce platforms, and I'm available immediately to participate in usability tests.
Highlighting that niche expertise probably helps you qualify for more tests.
It really does.
Okay, let's take a critical pause. But we want to focus on the application of this new income, not just the feeling of getting it.
I like that. Okay, so if you can, close your eyes or just stop focusing on the screen for a minute. Imagine it's day 7. It's 1 week from right now. You have just completed your 3rd micro job. Maybe it was an afternoon of dog walking or a garage clean out.
Right.
You open Venmo or you look at the cash in your hand. You tally it up. It's $250.
And it wasn't easy. You were nervous making that first post. You were tired after the clean out. But now you are looking at $250 that was not there last week.
Now visualize depositing that money.
Yeah.
And immediately allocating that $250 to 3 things. $50 goes to overdue bills, $150 goes to immediate groceries and gas, and the last $50, you set that aside in a separate envelope or a digital pot. That's your tax buffer.
And feel that realization sinking in. You didn't just survive this week. You created relief. You made a tactical financial move that eliminated an immediate stressor.
You proved that when resources were low, you could generate more on demand. That is the fundamental realization here. I am not powerless, I can manage this.
And now, we solidify this whole idea into the 7-day action blueprint. A simple, realistic schedule to guarantee that first win.
This is your roadmap to break inertia.
It's very simple.
Day one. Choose one method. Just one. Do not look at the other 4. Select the one that feels the easiest and the least frightening to you.
Day 2.
Day 2. Operational setup. Create the profile, list the item with those excellent photos, or type out the exact script we just gave you. Just prepare the runway, don't launch yet.
Day 3.
Day 3. Launch and execute. Send the message. Post the listing. Turn the gig app on for just 90 minutes. Do 1 transaction. The goal today is to break the fear barrier. Even a $15 win is a huge victory. Day 4. Critical review and adjust. Assess what happened. Did your Facebook post get any replies? Did the gig app have enough volume in your area? Was the task too physically draining? Be really honest about what worked and what made you nervous.
Day 5.
Day 5. Double down. Focus intensely on the method that showed the most promise yesterday. If your electronics listing got 3 inquiries, list 2 more items. If your yard work post got you a client, post that same ad in 3 more local groups.
Day 6.
Day 6. Build momentum. Now you take on 2 or 3 opportunities, ideally using the successful method from day 5. Focus on being efficient and optimizing your time.
And finally, day 7.
Day 7. Audit and celebrate. Calculate the total amount you earned. But more importantly, acknowledge the effort, not just the money. You acted, you learned, and you successfully created income out of thin air.
So what does all this mean for the long run? I think it means that changing your life doesn't start with some giant, overwhelming moment of transformation. It starts with a series of successful small weeks. That first successful week proves the concept of your own capability.
You are so much more resourceful and capable than that feeling of stress allows you to believe. You are not behind, you are not failing, and you are not hopeless. You are simply standing at the starting line.
And you just need 1 small step.
You need 1 small step this week, executed flawlessly, to completely redefine your relationship with money.
So if we connect this all back to the beginning, to the pressure and the urgency, we're now looking forward. If you successfully create, say, $200 of immediate tactical relief this week using these methods, what long-term goal that previously felt impossible, maybe finally saving for a relocation fund, or paying off a small high-interest debt, or taking that first step to launch a more formal business, what suddenly feels slightly more within reach, just because you proved you can generate income on demand and navigate the complexity of self-employment.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into actionable financial stability.
We hope this blueprint gives you the confidence, the words, and the necessary financial context to take action today. We'll catch you next time.